I almost did it. I changed my countdown timer, but I apparently forgot to turn it to go to the next scene automatically. This is what I get for being out on vacation for most of August. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to see all of you. Welcome back to another episode of Meet the Ecamm Fam. I see a few of you are new or maybe new to this show. So welcome. If I haven't met you yet, hi, I'm Katie and I am the Director of Marketing here at Ecamm. And this is the show where we introduce you to all of the incredible people that we affectionately call the Ecamm Fam. If you are like, hey, I'd love to be part of this show, you can find it down. I think Matt called it the you can find it down in the description below here on YouTube. Click that link and sign up. Everyone is welcome. We'd love to hear your story and your journey. Hello to our friends at the Creative Amplifiers who've been helping us get ready and excited for camp. I'm going to scroll back through and say, welcome to the Ecamm Fam. We're so excited that you're here. Today we're going to be talking with someone that I've never had a chance to really talk in depth with. So I'm really excited that Roy is here on the show. He was super patient because right before I went on vacation, I totally created the graphic for the show and put Matt's name under Roy's picture. So it's not Matt here today. It's Roy here today. He is from Tech Troublemaker. He is an IT specialist by day, a college professor in the evening, and a content creator. I don't know, in all of those in-between gaps, and he is nearing 1,000 on his YouTube channel. So I really hope that you will swing down to the description below, subscribe, and follow him on YouTube. Let's help him get to 1,000 because that's always an exciting accomplishment. Welcome to the show, Roy. We're so happy you're here.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm excited to be here. This is Ecamm's my jam, as I like to say.
Oh, that's a good one. You guys are always come up with the best slogans. And I like that one. Ecamm's my jam. That might have to be our another song or another slogan on something. T-shirt ideas.
I'm an Ecamm OG because I started off with Ecamm Call Recorder because I had a podcast, and so I was using Skype for interviews, and I needed to be able to record the calls. And then one day I get an email from Ecamm says, "Hey, would you be interested in our new product that says that you can do Facebook Live?" And I'm like, I don't know why I'd want to go live on Facebook, but okay, sure. So I bought the product and I probably sadly sat on it for a year. And then I cranked it up one day and said, why have I not been using this? This is amazing. So yeah, it's good stuff. So I just, Ecamm has been fantastic and it just keeps getting better and better. So yeah, I'm an Ecamm fanboy. I'm just going to go ahead and confess that now. So.
Ecamm fanboys always welcome here on the show. I love that you are here from the call recorder days when I first joined the Ecamm team. That was that was the big software. Ecamm Live was this
Yeah.
tiny, brand new software, and and really a lot of the challenge that I had joining was like, how do we let people know about this? Do people even really like live streaming? Like,
Yeah.
what is the mission and the story behind this app? So I love it. I love that you were one of the people who clicked into that email. I wrote that email. I'm glad that it worked and got a few people over. I was joking with you before we jumped on that I love how Ecamm Fam are always like, you get an email and you're like, yeah, all right, I'll give that a try. I love
I
the
may have
casual
frozen.
enthusiasm. Casual enthusiasm. Oh no, Roy, you're frozen. All right, here.
I
I'll swing back over to me. You can talk behind
go
me while you
find
get
out
it
what happened to
fixed.
me. Yeah, everything went crazy all of a sudden. I'm like, what?
You know what? I mean, that's how it goes. It's all
I'm
right.
still here.
We're gonna welcome the Ecamm Fam. You can do it behind the scenes while we get that sorted. Looks like
I'll
we
just turn
have
off that.
Gretchen hanging out. Lala says Ecamm is my jam. Love that. Tatiana's hiding, sneaking in quickly to say hello. We have Paul and Mark, and Matt is in the chat. Everyone is hanging out with us. It's Roy, the the Ecamm man. Jeez, too many rhyming words today, Roy. Welcome
Yeah.
to live. Welcome to live. All right. Well, we covered your
Just remember live happens. So.
yeah, live always happens. We covered your starting point, so we wooed you over and tricked you over into Ecamm Live through an email as a call recorder person. So you were a podcaster first, and then got into live streaming. So did you start on Facebook Live? What was your kind of live streaming journey as you got up and running with Ecamm Live?
Well, I blame Lita. I don't know how I met Luria. I guess I was watching Luria's videos already, the live streaming pros, and they just one day said, "Hey, let's we're gonna do this thing where we do this crazy thing, where we're gonna be live every day in April." And so Lala was in that first with me. Wow, I'm still frozen.
You are frozen on the best possible image. I was gonna pull up an image of you, and I'm like, this one is actually much better than anything I could put up.
I'm gonna build a snowman. Anyway, yeah, that's how frozen I am. So I guess I'll drop and come back and see what happens. But anyway,
Sure,
yeah. So it was live every day in April, and Luria had us doing videos every day, and about day 20. I got excited and said, I'm going to go live on YouTube for the first time. And so that's what I did. I went live on YouTube for the first time, and that was amazing to me. And so I just kept doing it. Granted, I started off with the tech news show that did not get a lot of views, but there I was. And I am joining back. Let's see. It says I am anyway. Let's see what happens. It's
all
like
right.
I'm
Let's
there,
see.
but I'm not.
Let's see.
It's like a weird inception.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hang up on this one. You're still there, right?
Yeah. I think I'm still there. Yes.
Oh, did I hang
am
up on the wrong one? I only see. I hear you. All right, we'll give him a second to pop back in. I believe in Roy and Roy's ability. I love that Lala saying that that she and Roy were batch mates on
And this is not
Lita.
Ecamm. This is an Elgato prompter issue.
This is an Elgato problem, friends. Couldn't possibly be an
Elgato
Ecamm
problem. I'm going to tell you that the Elgato prompter software decided it was going to blow up and do it, because Ecamm hung on. It kept my audio, but because my camera's running through the prompter.
I'm not gonna lie. I really still think that was like the absolute best Frozen moment. Whenever I'm frozen, I always look like absolutely terrible. And you froze on like this really genuine laugh. Like it would be a great screen. We've got your new headshot ready for you. It's like an actual good headshot.
I could use that in one of my thumbnails. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so I did Lita, and I got excited. And I started off with the tech news program, but then nobody ever came to watch. But then as I tell folks to watch my channel nowadays, there's not a single video on my channel that at least 10 people haven't watched. Yeah. So if you think you had a rough start, it's fine. Yeah. Somebody watched it, thank goodness, and just keep on. Yep. And so my goal on my channel is to help people get 1% better at content creation. I go and YouTube says, hey, we got these new features, and I go immediately try to break those things and use them. And so anyway, and so I just that's what I get excited about. And so being that I teach part-time, I've been teaching part-time since 2007.
Wow.
I get excited about teaching others and seeing the light bulb go off. And so I help a lot of folks offline. They'll call me up, "Hey, Roy, I'm trying to do this." And so we'll jump in, we'll do a Zoom session, or if they're good, they're using Ecamm. We jump on an Ecamm session and I kind of show them, "Hey, here's what you do in Ecamm to get your live streams going, and here's the stuff." So I make a lot of mistakes. I make a lot of experiments on my channel.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, why don't you have 1 million followers already? It's because I like to experiment, and that turns people off. But I'm like,
Yeah.
let's, throw lots of things at the wall and see what sticks. I know what the things are that I'm supposed to do, but those things bore me to do that consistently. So the only thing I'm consistent at is I go live every Tuesday night. I've been doing that for 3 years now. And so that's been going
Wow.
fantastic. And yeah, you know, so those are my claims to fame, so to speak. And I've taken a lot of courses and I've read a lot of books, and so I do that same content creator's journey. And I suffer from gear acquisition syndrome. Ooh, shiny lights. Ooh, I want a new light. So yeah, and it's not the gear. It's not the gear that makes it happen. It's
Nope.
it's being authentic. It's being yourself and putting yourself out there. So if you watch my channel, I'm me. Uh, and I probably released too much information about me out there, but I just,
You and I are very similar. We were
yeah,
chatting earlier, and I really feel like we've got a lot of the similar vibes. I'm equally so both Roy and I are really bad for notifications. We have like notification panic, and then we are
yeah,
also. I'm right there with you. I've become more cantankerous the older I get, and I'm like, I know that this is the right way to get the numbers or to get the end goal,
yeah,
but I don't really want to. Like, I want to do it the way that I want to do it,
yeah,
in the same way that you're,
yeah,
testing and playing, and that's who you are. I think it's important to realize that, like, it may slow your growth, it may
right,
change your trajectory, it might make your content different, but you should always lean into what is important to you and how you want to, portray yourself and how you want to create. Because I think if you're not doing it that way, if you're pushing
right,
against, pushing up water against all of it, you're never gonna do it. You're not gonna
yeah,
remain consistent. You're not gonna get it done at all. So yeah, consistently be yourself. It's the only effortless thing you can do. That's a great quotable right there. Shirtable. We'll
Turnable,
have to
yeah, I
create a
like that
shirt.
too.
Yeah.
So it's Ecamm jam. Ecamm's my jam, and just consistently be yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
um, I like be yourself. All the others are taken.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
um, you know,
Absolutely.
and by doing things the hard way, because I'm a stubborn person, I know 10 ways not to do it. So when I do finally tell folks this is the way you definitely do it, it's because I've already broken stuff to find that out.
Oh yeah.
I've already gone through that journey. And then I'll go talk to Doc Rock and say I have trouble with this, and he'll of course hit me with some tough love and say just do it. you know. And the other mantra I've kind of adopted lately is some is better than none.
Some is
So
better than none. Absolutely. Yeah, you and I are on the same journey. I was literally thinking that this morning. I have this big checklist because I've been out most of August. I really just
yeah,
stupidly took like back to back trips all over the place. And so for my personal podcast, I have this, I now have not been doing my kind of my regular, promo clips and all that stuff. So I have this list of ones I need to do. And I
yeah,
was like, you know what? I'll slowly work my way through this, but they don't have to be done right now. It's better for them to be spaced out. It's better to, I was like, oh, I could record a bunch of them. I'll be wearing the same shirt and all of them. I could go back and change my shirt. I was like,
yeah.
you are overthinking this. This doesn't matter. No one is going to stare at this video and be like, well, Katie is wearing the same shirt in all of these video clips. Like, you just either do it or don't do it. But yeah, some is definitely better than none.
Some is better than
Absolutely.
none. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I just I just try different things and just see what happens. And I have a checklist of all the things I'm supposed to do every time I'm going live and
Hmm.
every time they record videos. And most of the time I don't use that checklist. So I'm a horrible person. I'll tell my doctor I'm the worst patient. I know everything I'm supposed to do and I'm not doing any of it
Hmm.
because I'm too stubborn. I won't do it. So and the community, I don't have a community. I have a bunch of friends that are just fantastic that show up to my live streams
Yep.
and are so supportive. A lot of them are from the Ecamm fam. I try not to make fun of the folks that are not using Ecamm. It's really hard not to. There's, and you start with whatever you have. Like I tell people, get your cell phone and start with that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have the Sony ZV-10 with the 16 millimeter lens, and you don't have to have all the cool lights. And please don't do a green screen. Save yourself the mercy of trying to light that. I tried that early on, and they're almost impossible to keep lit consistently.
Yeah.
So unless you have a television studio, green screens are hard.
Yeah.
So I know there's some folks in the Ecamm community that would disagree, and they do green screens beautifully, and I'm envious of you. But because I was going to do like a Saturday Night Live type of tech news where I made fun of tech news,
Oh, that's
made fun
fun.
of
Yeah.
companies. But to keep that going consistently is hard, and so okay, I won't do that then. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it is interesting. I can't remember where. I think I was looking through LinkedIn, and someone had made a post about how the most important part of this entire process is really understanding like what your content is and what you want to talk about. And I think you just nailed it in what you said there, that it like you could have a really great idea. It could even be a really good fit for you or for, for your brand. But if it's really complicated to pull off, or, or there's like a stumbling point in there, maybe it's not the right fit, or maybe it's not the right fit for
Yeah.
right now. Maybe you need to, starting with what's like really simple and what you could do with your eyes closed in your sleep, like when you're tired,
Right.
when you're exhausted. That's the content you want to start with, or at least lead with, because there's going to be so many issues that are going to be thrown your way. There's going to be weeks where you don't want to, where you're exhausted, everything is coming at you, or the tech gives you challenges, or XYZ different thing happens. So being able to really have content that you know inside out and that you can approach that way, I think makes a big difference. No,
Yep.
no screen, no
Plus,
screen. Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist, so editing videos is the worst for me. I take
Same.
that 5-minute video, make it take 4 to 6 hours to edit, and
Yep.
I know my recorded videos do so much better, but the live streams are just so much fun, and I
Yep.
love interacting with folks. I love the interactions are just fantastic. Bringing up chat and saying hi to everybody is just the most fun about it. And so I will do my recordings with Ecamm as well. I'll do my screen shares with Ecamm, and so I will do videos for my college courses because I have to do tutorials for those classes because they've been online the last 3 years. And so Ecamm just does fantastic for that. And then of course, then Tuesday nights I get to hit the live stream button, and I get so excited on Tuesday nights. And so then I actually have it's a later show because I have office hours for my college classes, so I had to push it back. And then I have a hard time going to sleep because I
Oh
was
wow,
so
because you're all
excited when I
amped
did
up.
the show. I'm amped up. I just did the show. So yeah, it's just the fun of that. And like I said, there's so many amazing folks in the Ecamm community, and they have um, it's just amazing the support you get in the Ecamm community and in the Facebook group and now in Discord. Though I'm Discord challenged. I know how to use it. I'm trying to fall in love with Discord, but it's been a challenge. So
We're all a little Discord challenge. It's so funny. Every time that I jump into Discord, I'm like, oh, this is so much like easier. But like, I feel like my
yeah,
perception of Discord is very different than the reality. And the biggest pain point for me is actually just remembering to open it. Like, I need to add it
yeah,
in. I need to just create like an automation where the moment that I like sit down on my computer, it just pops open, because that's the biggest, I think, challenge for me, is just remembering that it's there. Yeah, there is an Ecamm Discord. So I love this. There's an Ecamm Discord. If you go
yes, there is.
ecamm.tv/Discord, that'll jump you into that space. I love, as a recovering perfectionist, as I pretend that I am, I do love that it is very, very organized. So like I
Mhm.
can pop in and see like only the content that I need to see, or find
Right.
things way, way easier than when I'm in a Facebook group. But then, again, you kind of have to remember to go through it. So I feel like we need a Discord survival group where we can all meet and hang out and
Yeah,
spend time learning
yeah.
together. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I had Keely, who is the Discord
Yeah,
guru, definitely the ninja of Discord, and
absolutely.
she was on the show, and we talked through the whole thing, and like, okay, I'm gonna keep trying. So, um, but yeah, it's yeah, I don't live in it and I subscribe to so many different. I need to go in and just get rid of the discords that I definitely am not following,
Yeah.
so it doesn't look like an insane place when I go there. So
Yeah, you need to make it a safe space. Just delete all the ones except for Ecamm.
of
And
course, got to keep
you'll be ready to
because I
go.
got to know about Creator Camp because I am so excited about Creator Camp in October.
Yep.
I went last year, and just finding out how amazing the people that I only knew online are in real life, that they
Mhm.
really are that amazing, and then some, was just the most amazing thing. I have to admit, the first night I was very intimidated because I am by practice an introvert, so I was a little overwhelmed the
Yeah.
first night. So I probably froze up there, but I'll do better this year. So
No, you know what?
I'll be ready.
It always makes me laugh because I would say probably a good 90% of the people that I have on the show or that I talk to in the Ecamm fam all say that they are introverts. So it's like a big group of introverts who are all trying to be extroverted for Creator Camp. So I think it's
Yeah.
I think it's just par for the course. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your kind of your journey all the way through. So you talked a little bit about how you got into live streaming, and you said that you've been
Mhm.
consistently live streaming every week for 3 years, which I think is absolutely staggering. That's incredible.
Or insane.
Or insane. It's insanely incredible. We'll agree to disagree there. So tell me a little bit about kind of the growth there. So both in gear and in content. So what did just starting out Roy look like versus, what's the process and experience now?
So before Lita, the issue I had was I didn't know what gear acquisition syndrome was, but I had perfectionism.
Yeah.
And perfectionism said you cannot go live until you have this gear and this gear and this gear.
Yep.
And so you watch all the creators and you see what they have. You watch Luria on Live Streaming Pros, and she talks about new gear, and suddenly, oh, that's. So when I first started out, I had just a webcam, just a Logitech C920, which is
That's a
the
common one. Yep. The
gateway
gateway.
camera for so many people. Yeah,
True.
that is the camera to start with. It
Yep.
was later I realized the cell phone has a way better camera
It
than the
really does. Yeah.
C920. Um, and so then I told my wife I need a better camera. So I got a Sony Z9, a Sony ZV-10. I
Hmm.
added that first. I had a ring light I started off with, and then I realized that wasn't optimal. Bright spots everywhere. You couldn't train it. So I learned about three-point lighting and having to do not having, but doing that to make things look better. And it's just been an evolution. I slowly replace things and amp up my gear to the point where I have no excuses now. Gear is not my issue. It never
Hmm.
was,
Yeah.
but gear is not the issue now. All the issues are completely within me.
Yeah.
So it's my mindset, my attitude, and so I don't lack for the proper gear because like every Christmas or every birthday, I'll add another piece of gear
Yeah.
into the mix. Um, and then I blame Creator Camp, but I needed a MacBook Pro, of course.
Obviously. Yeah.
I had a Mac Mini to do all my video editing and everything, but I had to have a MacBook Pro because we're going to do classes at camp, and
We sure are.
so,
Yep.
yeah, the getting a MacBook Pro, I had a previous one that was still the Intel, but M1 rocks, and M2 and M3, and now M4 when it comes out in September, well, October or whenever they release the new ones. But so I have slowly gotten better. I jumped on Final Cut Pro. Luckily, being an instructor, I qualified for an education discount. So
That's awesome.
if you have a .edu address, get that 199 deal where you get Final Cut Pro and compressor and
Yeah, you
motion and
deserve
all
it.
that.
Get
Yes,
that
of
deal.
course. You deserve
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so go that route to get Final Cut Pro. But DaVinci's great as well,
Hmm.
and it's free. You can't beat the price. And so a lot of people get hung up on what should I be using. Get over that. Use whatever you have access to because anything is better than nothing.
Hmm.
And so DaVinci is a great program. So if you're looking for a free editor, then use it. So, hey, Lala is one of my favorite people in the world. I'm
Same.
just going to take.
Yep.
She is
Same.
just so amazing. Yes, I needed a MacBook Pro. Yeah, I didn't need it, but it was going to be really hard to carry the Mac Mini in my suitcase along with a monitor and a mouse and a keyboard. So, yeah. So anyway, and Apple Pay makes it so easy with 12 easy payments. Anyway,
Hmm.
no, um,
They sure do.
So, you know, and then my show pivoted 3 times. So when I first started, I was going to do a tech news show because that kind of played into my podcast. My podcast was where we kind of made fun of technology, and so that was what it was. Me and another host were together. We'd make fun of technology, and then he kind of got busy, and so I did a year of the podcast by myself.
Wow.
But I'm really boring to myself, so it's so much easier to have somebody
It
to be a
really is
foil.
easier with a co-host, I
It
find.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a very dry sense of humor, so I have to have somebody to interact with to throw stuff out there.
Hmm.
So I started with tech news. That didn't work. Then I went to doing tech tutorials live, and live is challenging because things always go wrong live.
Yep.
Like you freeze up or something, or the thing you did 10 times before you went live worked
Doesn't
perfectly,
work. Yeah.
and now it doesn't work. So I started doing recorded videos, and those have done really well. And if I did more of those, the channel would have been way past. I have videos have done thousands and thousands and thousands of views, but videos. But I prefer the live streams, and so now my focus is on content creation, and so I kind of share the stuff that I'll go and try to learn the hard way, and then I get in there and I share, like, last night I was talking about new features that YouTube's released, like how to make a QR code for your channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, if you open the YouTube app on your phone and go to your channel and go to the upper right corner and click on the 3 dots, it'll show share at the bottom. Click on share, and one of the options it'll give you is QR code, and it will take your avatar and make you a QR code. Now you can share that on social media. If you have a newsletter, go share that out that way, so people can go directly to your channel to that QR code. Um, and
That's
so,
awesome.
just sharing stuff like that. YouTube's got courses coming, so I'm excited about that
They sure
because
do.
I've literally been waiting. I recorded a bunch of videos for a course because they promised it back in September. And I thought, well, surely by February they'll release it. And no, it's just now coming out. I don't even have it yet. So I'm like talking about it, so I can't demonstrate it. I said, as soon as I get it, I'm going to show you the hard way how it is, And I have a creator meetup. I try to do a creator meetups once a month. So I get a different group of creators, and we come on and we talk about our journey for content creation. And we answer 3 questions, your origin story,
Mm-hmm.
what are challenges you ran into as
Mm-hmm.
part of your journey, and what are you doing next? And then, of course, their answers branch off into lots of other conversations. Or there's been a couple times where somebody brought a problem. I'm having a problem with this, and we're live and we're
Oh, I
solving the
love
problem.
that.
Oh, I had that problem. Let's figure it out now. Can you share your screen on Ecamm and go through that? So, um, yeah, so I love those episodes. And then I take the best episodes and I spin them off to a playlist. It's a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's now how I do my podcast. I have my old podcast as an RSS feed on a different YouTube channel, um, since it's just audio only. Because right now, I firmly believe video podcast is the only way to go now.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody wants to listen to it as an audio, they can put their earbuds in
Yeah,
and
exactly.
get on the treadmill and listen to
Exactly.
his audio. So.
Exactly. These days, most treadmills have video in the front of them anyway. So,
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah. Turn the channel on the TV there.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love it. I love that you have made your own journey, really similar to the mantra you're putting out to your
Mm,
viewers, where it's you've just gotten a little bit better, 1% better every
yeah.
every kind of step of the way. How do you how do you make those? I feel like that decision point is sometimes difficult for people to wrap their heads around. So how do you approach, like, oh, this isn't working, it's time for a change? What are you evaluating to make those decisions where you're like, oh, the tech show
Well,
that I was going to do is actually, too complicated. I think I'm going to pivot and do this instead.
so periods of time I obsess over YouTube analytics.
Don't we all? You should be if you're
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Why is everybody dropping at 2 minutes and 30 seconds? What's going on with that? So I do look at all the YouTube analytics. I don't let it make me make drastic pivots, but when I was doing the tech news show and it just wasn't getting any traction, I let that go and I said, okay, I'm gonna pivot to doing tech tutorials live. Um, and that was going well, but then when everything crashes and burns, and I lean into when things fail. I don't get flustered by that anymore. The early days I would have got flustered when I froze, and thankfully, it was me being silly when it froze, so that's perfect because That's who I am. I'm just a awkward human being doing the best I can.
Aren't we
And
all?
so
Yep.
I lean into it. It's like, it makes you more authentic because people see you when you crash and burn and then see how you rise up out of the ashes like the phoenix and hey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm back online again. So life is great. And yeah, I was doing a Sunday live stream where I focused completely on teaching folks about YouTube analytics and talking through my own, showing my dirty laundry so people could see this is what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, this doesn't work. Don't do that anymore. And so I did that for a while because, it's, yeah. But I realized I was like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about my YouTube analytics. And so I
Mm-hmm.
had to give myself grace, which is what I recommend for any content creator that feels like you're hitting your head against the wall and it's just not working out. You've got to give yourself grace. You absolutely do. Um, the main thing is don't give up, never surrender. Never give up, never surrender. Um, and just keep doing it, and keep. What's one thing I can fix
Yeah.
in the next show? What's something I can be more cognitive about to make sure I don't do it again? And so that's the journey there, is where you go through that and you try to fix that one thing and
Mm-hmm.
go that route. Don't try to fix 10 things. I like a scientific approach. My day job involves a lot of data analytics and stuff like that. And so I like to focus on data, but I will get into the minutia of all the data and not focus on making the change. I'm like, oh, look what I found here. Oh, this that. Oh, but then I have to act on those analytics and
Yep.
do something with them. So, don't. Yeah, once it stops being fun, that's maybe when you need to quit. Or if it
Yeah.
stops being fun, figure out why it's not fun anymore. Because that's
Absolutely.
I've been. Doc says there's no such thing as burnout. I understand, Doc. I hear where you're coming from. There is frustration to the point where you're beating your head against the wall, though.
Yeah.
And
Where you don't
there's
want to
been a
do it
couple of
anymore.
times,
Yep.
yeah, I don't want to do it
Exactly.
anymore.
Yeah.
Because I look at the analytics and nobody's showing up, or people are showing up, but I'm not growing.
Yep.
Um, and so I've gone through that frustration level and had to stop, take a
Mm-hmm.
break. I kept doing the lives because I'm going to be tenacious and I'm going to keep doing the lives. It may not be a great live because, but usually they turned out pretty good and people showed up and we had a great time. So that's, you know,
Yeah.
I love that. And so that's what I recommend for anybody. Figure out why it's not fun anymore and go make it fun. Go
Yeah.
make it fun for yourself again so that you
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the journey, because, that whole, it's not a race, it's a marathon kind of thing. And, you know, and it's okay to do sprints and then walk a little bit and sprint a little bit, walk a little bit. It may affect your time, but in the end, you still completed a marathon.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and I love the idea too of, instead of, dive as deep as you're able to into analytics,
Yeah.
but instead of making this giant list of all the things that you need to change, which might feel just too big for
Yeah.
you to actually pull off and you'll just set aside, find one thing. You don't even need to dive into the analytics to find that one thing, that
Right.
you can make a change for. I'm constantly frustrated. Probably no one cares but me, but I'm constantly frustrated in my mind before I start my podcast every single Thursday. I say to myself, okay, Katie, this time when you enter the show, you're going to say, hey, welcome back to the VHS Club podcast. This is the show about, and give your one
Yeah.
line statement. And I never do. It's like I hit the go live button and I'm like, hey, we're back. And then we just dive into silliness. And it's not a giant deal, but I think it would help, people who are new, who are popping in, to just kind of get a feel for it. I think it could build consistency. I think it's what, a lot of the other shows are doing. I want to be able to do it. And for whatever reason, I'm like, oh, I can't ever seem to dive in. So it's like something as small as that would
Yeah.
make a difference, and is something easy enough for me to do. I could just put a sticky note next to my camera or somewhere obvious, so I remember to do it. So I do agree with you. I think sometimes we almost think like too big picture, or we see what other people are doing and we make this giant list, or we dive really deep in and are like, oh no, nothing's working, I'm all done. Like it's kind of thinking almost too big that it's going to stop you from just staying consistent, moving forward, making those differences. Yeah, Paul says we get frustrated because we beat ourselves up. Stop beating yourself up and and don't break
Right.
yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Great question coming in from the Creative Amplifiers. I think Mark is behind this one today. So he asks, what are your top 3 pieces of gear in your setup? Oh, we're diving.
Well, my my Sony ZV-10, my Shure MV7 mic, and then my Stream Deck. Those are the
Love it.
3 most important pieces of gear. I actually don't have a clue how to do a live stream without a Stream Deck now. And Matt Haas and others pick on me because I will change scenes like crazy in a live stream. I just very much try to tailor. Like, for example, if somebody's going to be on my show and I know they're into something particular, I will do backgrounds behind us that are of their interest and that type of thing.
Oh, that's so fun.
Like they're guests in my live stream home, and I want to make them feel welcome.
Yep.
And I will. What do you want me to hype? What tell me about where you want people to know about, and I'll point people there, because my thought process is it's content creators helping other content creators, and I prefer collaboration, and I find somebody out there that's a diamond in the rough. Hey, I want to go subscribe to their channel. I want to go watch some of their videos. I want to support them and help them become who they want to become. And so, I just love jumping on live streams and stuff, and getting to chat, and let's do a super chat to get some excitement going on their channel and that type of thing and stuff. So,
I love it. You have hundreds and hundreds of scenes. It's so funny. So this is where we differ. I've like simplified mine down to like 4 or 5 scenes, because A, don't have a Stream Deck here at home, and then B, I feel like it's too distracting for me if I'm like, I could do everything, and so it would just be chaos. So I'm interested to see. You'll have to actually, could you live demo mode so we can see an example of all of your scenes? We might have to force you to live demo mode.
I don't have.
Oh, no.
I have like last night's scenes. Let me see here, but yeah. I mean, I could do like crank up live demo mode. I could probably do it. Yeah. So,
I believe in you.
I didn't do the Ecamm camera. I have to go change out.
Oh, all right. Hey, we'll give you a minute here. We'll swing back here while you do that. And there's some other. We have more people joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us here. I love it. Oh no, Mark, a permanent marker on my screen. I think I'd be in trouble. This is my work computer. I'd get in trouble for that. But I do like the idea of sticky notes. Yeah, I'm the queen of sticky notes. I have like, you know what? My daughter stole mine. I was about to say I have like a giant stack here on my desk. It's not here anymore. A teleprompter. Having it like written down really goes a long way.
Yeah.
Right, as a scene for a scene to enhance a scene to enhance another scene. I love this.
I need a scene to enhance a scene. Yeah,
I love it.
There we go. All right, cool.
All right, we should have you doing the
work
scenes tutorials.
Okay. All right, so here I think I'm ready now. Let's see. So like, let's see how it goes.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, let me just pull this out of the way.
Change that there. So I will do lots of scene changes. Let's say I like full screen sharing, and then I'll have Chrome share, and then if I have guests on, I'll create a scene just for the guest, multiple scenes for the guest, and then I'll have scenes where all 3 of us are in the scene. I have like an Avengers scene I'll do, and then just keynote. Let's see, shout outs and that type of thing. So if I had like comments and stuff, I put comments out there. So I do a lot of scenes, mainly because I like to make it very comparted.
I love it.
So there we go. That's what I do. But
I love it. So no one can say anything else about not knowing how to do scenes or amount of scenes. Roy's here to help you with all of it.
Oh yeah, I love scenes, and Martin and others have been making some really great scenes. I sometimes will purchase some scenes, Martin, but I like to just go into to Canva my own.
Roy ignored the Keep It Simple workshop. That's fantastic.
Ecamm is just so powerful. It's like it's a TV studio in a software package. I mean, there's nothing
has anyone
you can't
seen
do.
Roy? Oh, Roy, I'm making this shirt for you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. The shirt is coming soon to the Ecamm merch shop. Way to go, Tora! You get a shirt too. That is incredible. I love it. Has anyone
So,
seen Roy? That's fantastic. Well, congratulations to
um,
Micah. 106 subscribers is incrable. That's
oh,
awesome.
congratulations! That was
Yeah. Oh,
fantastic.
hang on.
Yeah,
I got to do. I see. I'm so bad at remembering all that.
I got the sound effects. So,
We did it. We did it.
yeah, but I like doing the scenes because it's you got this jet engine. There's no use to run it just on paper airplane fuel. Let's take it out for a spin and do all the fun things. So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. You've reminded me that one of the things on my to-do list was to go through and add in way more sound effects because there's so many cool like you can grab like clips from videos or there's
yeah,
like 8 million docisms that I can add in, but it is fun to just have them at the ready, even if you're not doing like what Roy does and
yes,
building out and planning out a huge amount of scenes. I think it is fun to just have things ready to go because you never know what might be fun to include in, and you, as you said, you have the power. So
yeah. And,
I love it.
I had a guest that was a NASCAR fan, so between all their interview scenes, I went like Pexels and download videos of race cars racing behind them, and so I'd use that. So
It was
by the
like
way, Pexels is a great place to get some B-roll.
exactly, exactly,
Pexels.com.
exactly. There's a
So
ton. You guys are on it today with all the incredible comments and feedback. I absolutely love it. All right, what is your favorite episode to date? Do you have a favorite episode?
oh man, that's tough. All of the creator meetups are my favorite episodes.
Mhm.
I have a playlist that's just the creator meetups. Those are just fantastic. Um, Tanya Smith and I
Tanya's
had
amazing. Yep.
Tanya and Tatjana on an episode
Awesome.
together. So that was fantastic. It probably is one of my favorites. Definitely when I had Stephanie on as
Mm-hmm.
well on an episode, she was fantastic, and that was one of those where I need to take notes while she's on here. But no, you really want to like take notes when the guest is on because they're dropping so much knowledge,
That's why Cast
and
Magic is great
so
if you have that one because you could just drop that
yeah.
link in and it's like send me some notes, AI.
Yep. Yep.
Make that
So
magic happen.
it's just fantastic. Just that whole, I just love meeting other creators. I love getting in, having a conversation and hearing origin stories. That's always your favorite about superheroes for a lot of people
Yeah.
is the origin stories. Like, yeah, you can make 14 more movies, but the origin story was the best one.
Yep.
Where you kind of find out how they got their start. And so I really love that because and my goal is to, if you've been afraid to push that go live button, or if you've been afraid to push that record button, here are other people that had that same issue and they finally overcame that fear and they went forward. And
Yep.
so, the other part is that live streaming has benefited me in my personal life because now I don't have the fear I used to have speaking in front of people that I
Mm-hmm.
used to have. Um, if you ask me to speak in front of a group of people, my mouth is going to dry up completely and I will not be able to talk. And I'm going to talk really, really, really fast.
Yep.
And so now I'm able to get calm and I've had a lot more speaking opportunities and engagements like that. And so that's fantastic. That's a new life for me. So I would say that between Ecamm and live streaming, I have improved my professional life and organizations I'm with. It's improved that as well for me. So it's just been a fantastic journey. I love the ride I'm on.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I think there really is a lot to be said for just, kind of pushing through. And as you said, getting a little
Yeah.
bit better and pushing those buttons and testing and playing. We say that all the time. Every single person that we bring on any of these shows, all of the experts out there, they all
Mhm.
say the same thing. And I hope that you all know, both Roy and everyone here hanging out with us in the chat or later, that the Ecamm Fam really is has become this very magical space where you can chat with each other. You can invite people to be on your show. You can join other people's shows. I'm sure even Roy has, either a link or you could reach out to him and ask to be on his show. Getting those reps in all of these different kinds of ways is really, really helpful. The more shows that I host or that I'm a guest on, it builds your confidence. It puts you into different environments. It lets you see what other people are doing and how they're structuring their process and their show, and gives tons of ideas. So it's worth testing and playing around with. And it's, again, you
Yeah.
all have access to this amazing community of people that are from all different backgrounds and walks of life and parts of the world, and with all different kinds of content. So it's a really awesome time to be a creator where we have the ability and the access and just the opportunity to be able to do all of these amazing things that years back were locked in a very expensive television studio set or radio set or space. So it's there's no excuses. I don't think there's an opportunity for excuses anymore. We all make them, but there's no real room for them as far as I'm concerned.
And plus, being a guest is a lot less work. I didn't have to do anything but just show up today for Katie.
Yeah.
She had to go make the scenes and fix thumbnails and all that. So, it's a lazy job being the guest.
Yeah. But you know what? It's so funny, but like also a good experience. And the more that I have people on, almost everyone says, "Oh, I've never been a guest in Ecamm before." So it is something that not many of us actually practice often, but certainly an opportunity, to be able to do that. And as Paul says, being a guest is really fun. Yeah, it's low risk and a
Paul's
safe way
on my
to
show. We talked about my.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let us know. So give us a bit more information about your show. And if you have information where people can sign up, when does it air? When is it live streaming?
So it airs on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It is loosely called the Tech Troll Maker Show, but just, I don't have a title for it. It originally was a podcast, and I just changed it and said, I'm just going to be a show.
Yeah.
And thank you, Gretchen. Gretchen was on my show a few weeks back. Definitely, that was a fun show, too. And Hank's been on my show. So I've had a lot of the Ecamm community on the show. I'm really thankful to all of you being so open to that. And we talk about content creation. We talk about the ups and downs of content creation. I air all my dirty laundry. So if you ever want to know how my channel's doing, I would gladly show you all my analytics. I'm not ashamed of it. I know that. And I think that's a help to people. Hey, this is what it looks like. And so my goal is to help people that are just starting out. I have a lot of people in the chat say, I haven't done this yet. I'm like, hey, you want to come on the show? I'll send you a link. We'll get out there. We'll do a live stream together.
Yeah.
I'm Tech Troll Maker Online on all these social platforms except for X, where I couldn't afford the vowels. So I'm only Tech Trouble MKR. Elon wouldn't let me buy the other letters to make my full name. But you can DM me on Instagram. You can also DM me on Facebook. If you want to be a guest on the show, hey, reach out. You don't have to be. Your focus doesn't have to be on content creation. My focus is on showing other creators and what they're doing and what their journey is, and so that other creators say, "Oh, okay, I get some ideas and I'm ready. I can do this." And so that's my goal, is to very much be a content creator who helps other content creators.
Absolutely. Well, we need more of you in the world because it makes a big difference. People need that kind of space to be able to see how it's actually done and ask those questions and spend time together. So challenge all of you, swing over there, hit that subscribe or follow button, reach out to Roy and jump on the show. It would make me so very happy to see more Ecamm people on each other's shows, connecting and engaging with each other. Even if you're not coming to camp, this is what brings the spirit of camp to life, is the ability of getting to know each other, finding your people within that space. So I love it. Well, I so appreciate you being on the show here. I love that every time I have the show, I'm like, well, no, we've interviewed everyone now. No one else is going to want to come on. And then there's some people that pop out of the calendar every week. So I super appreciate it. And it's been great for me to personally get to know everyone better. So I thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Katie. I really appreciate this and really enjoyed this. So, and just shout out to everybody in the Ecamm fam. You guys are amazing. You really are. And I appreciate all the support you give me and you give others. So
I love it. I love it. Well, stay right there for one sec, everyone, because there's a couple of reminders we have coming up here. So we are doing this absolutely incredible workshop with Lorraine K. Lee. If you don't know her, she is like a mover and a shaker in the world of presentations. She works with LinkedIn. She works with Stanford Continuing Studies. She's done just an absolutely amazing job in elevating her video presence. And she's going to teach us all, how to elevate our video presence. So coming up here in September, 3 workshop sessions, and it's going to be an absolutely great time. So mark your calendar, make sure that you're on our email list so you don't miss any of that, and keep an eye out for Lorraine. And then if you want to, this is the space and place to find all this information. You need to swing on over to ecamm.com/community. And that's where you can sign up for our newsletter. We're giving away a lot of free stuff this month. So get in. One chance left to get all of those awesome things. And it also lets you know where our community and our Discord is, our beta, our affiliates, everything on this one page, ecamm.com/community. And then finally, final shout out. There we go. I was gonna say, broken. Over on our Instagram channel, which is just Ecamm Network on Instagram, we are doing an absolutely incredible giveaway. There we go. Now I can scroll through. So it's right here under giveaway. We are giving away a webcam, one of the OBSBot cameras, a Shure microphone, a whole bunch of merch. All you have to do is record a brief video letting us know why you like Ecamm. And I know you do because you're all showing up. So record that video, use the hashtag I love Ecamm, ILOVE, Ecamm, and tag us in it, and you automatically enter to win. And that ends in just a few days. August 31st is the last day. Also happens to be my birthday, so it's it's the best day. Get in before that day. Make sure that you get that in because it's just an awesome opportunity to grab some swag. Tora says she's got her video up this morning with the hashtag yes. All right, I love it. Well, from Roy and from me and from everyone here at Ecamm, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Swing by the shawarma below and grab that link to join us as a guest on the next show, and make sure that you're hanging out with us in the community. Lots more exciting stuff to come for the rest of this year. I can't believe we're almost into September. We're getting so close to camp. Well, Roy, I will see you at Creator Camp, and I will see everyone either at camp or in the chat. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.